Hi everyone, and welcome back to Noona's Noonchi, where I do a deep dive into some of your favorite K-dramas from a mental health perspective. In honor of upcoming Valentine's Day, I'm going to be focusing on love in K-dramas. Yes, love stories, the romance in K-dramas. So I recommend to couples to watch K-dramas. I also practice what I preach, and I do it as well to enhance my marriage with my husband. So let me give you the top 10 list. There's a lot, but the top 10 list of what I would say the best love stories or romance that I've seen, starting with, of course, Boys Over Flowers. Yeah, yes, it's a teeny bopper drama, but still there's a great love story in there. The Greatest Love, 2011, Greatest Love. A lot of these are probably on Viki, not so much on Netflix. The Greatest Love, Master Son, 2013. I Hear Your Voice, year 2013. Heirs or Inheritors, 2013. That's on Netflix. Healer, 2014. My Love from the Star, 2014. Oh My Venus, 2015. Goblin, 2016. I'm going to expand on that one. Stronger Pongsun, 2017. That's a fun, cute one. Great romance there. Mr. Sunshine, I'm going to expand on that. Year 2018. And of course, Crash Landing, 2019. I just realized I gave you 12. Honorable mention goes to Startup, 2020. Not the Namdo-san Sodalmi love story, just saying. I'm saying more of the behind-the-scenes love we saw that Han Ji-pyong took really good care of Sodalmi. That love story, that love triangle, that's actually a lot of the reason why I kept watching. I was like, who's she going to end up with? Even though when you think back, it's pretty obvious. Those are my top 12 favorites with honorable mention going to Startup. Well, why do I recommend these to couples? K-dramas are filled with love stories. So when you see that, the dopamine released, serotonin increasing, the happy hormones that you're kind of feeling from watching helps your relationship. Because I just really want to get this point across, I have what I would say the top 10 things of what I recommend for couples in relationship to K-dramas. And I don't have hard-based data except my own clinical research based on the families and couples I've worked with. Yes, K-dramas have indeed enhanced their relationship. Okay? They felt closer, they're sharing, they're saying, oh, let's watch the next episode. They make time for it. That's really big in busy families, making time for each other. So that'd be top on my list for couples. Quality time. It does not have to be quantity time, quality time. In fact, 5 minutes. I recommend 5 minutes of couch time, what's called couch time after a busy day at work. Spouses, partners, parents, 5 minutes couch time. You actually literally sit on a couch, unplug. 5 minutes sounds short, but it's not so short if you haven't really been connecting. It could be like, how was your day? What's been going on? A side note, men need some space when they come home from work. They need some autonomy. So make sure you give them that and not literally inundate them when they come in. Okay, let's have our couch time. The minute you walk in, wash your hands, do that. No, give them some time to decompress, maybe change their clothes, grab a snack or appetizer, and then have some couch time, whether it's before dinner or after dinner. 5 minutes is what I'm asking, right? Quality time. Do you know your partner, spouse, or co-parent's love language? Do you? The 5 love languages by Gary Chapman. Let me explain. Quality time, gifts, acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation. What is your love language? How do you like to show love and receive love? By the way, they don't have to be the same. Love languages are how you show your love to somebody and how you receive love, and they don't have to be the same. So for instance, I want to say my love language used to be acts of service. I was like, what can you do for me? Wash my dishes, clean the house, help me fix my car, whatever. Those mundane things that really do matter, make your life easier, especially helpful to lean on a partner to do that. It has changed. Maybe I'm getting older and clingier, and you see this in some K-dramas. The older you get, you may see this in your aging parents. I want more quality time. So that is how I am receiving love. That's not exactly how I'm showing love though. Yeah, how I show love is actually acts of service. I'll admit the typical Asian mom where it's like, okay, let me feed you, let me take care of this for you, let me make sure you get up, let me make sure I, buy you the stuff, get you this, take you this. Perhaps finding a new hobby or an activity, sport, craft to do with your partner, spouse, parent. Isn't that cool? More practically, if you have younger kids, find something in the house to do. House projects, Yeah, they may sound pretty mundane, but if it's a shared activity, it does not have to be extravagant when you're doing a shared activity or learning a new hobby. It could be learning a new language together. I've recommended couples to do that. Things that they learn from K-dramas, couples have said, we're going to get better with our Korean, so we're practicing that together. It's that bond, that connection. That's what I'm looking for. Go to bed at the same time. So that's a little bit hard with busy schedules, but you can make it work as much as possible. Going to bed around the same time or being in bed together also enhances connection. You can easily feel disconnected from your spouse or partner, parent, easily within the week. Do you know that? Even 3 days could go by without connecting. You're like, I feel disconnected, and it does affect the family. It does affect the whole family unit. Emotionally, you need this for your mental health, right? So please try to go to bed together if you can, or if that doesn't work, wake up around the same time. I try to do that. My husband has to wake up really early because of his job, like 5:45 in the morning. His alarm goes up, and yes, I'll stay in bed, but I will wake up and say goodbye, give you a goodbye kiss. I try to do the best. That's my effort. Being on the same schedule is what I'm saying. Being on opposite schedules cannot be helped sometimes with work schedules, so I understand that. So take this with a grain of salt. Okay, also, pay attention to the small things your partner does. Small things. This is what about being solution focused instead of criticizing everything. You're not doing that, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not picking up your socks, you're not cleaning this. How about the things he does? Oh, I noticed that you put your dish in the dishwasher. Hey, that's important. This is all about enhancing your couple relationship, right? So important to notice those small things. On the same lines, paying compliments. We tend to criticize. We tend to say, by the way, you forgot to do this. Can you do this? I think I ask you all the time. Compliment him when he does do it. Compliment him ahead of time going, thank you so much for taking out the trash without me reminding you. Or I really appreciate that you made the bed today. That was something with a couple that I worked on. They shared that. It really meant something to this particular spouse. So she shared it with her partner saying, I really appreciated that. I really thank you for doing that in the way that I like it. So compliments, here's what I recommend. 2 compliments a day. Not easy. Not easy. This is a Gottman method, but really important to do. Again, to show appreciation. Don't you want to feel appreciated? So you want those compliments to you. By the way, if you're listening to this, you can share this with your spouse, partner, or parent to do as well. Okay, it's not should be one-sided. Call timeouts. When you're having conflict, yes, just like you give a timeout to a child, you can have a timeout too. Say it in the best way, but be like, I need a second to just figure out what to say or just have a little bit of break. I definitely will talk about this. I just don't want to continue shouting. But also tell them ahead of time that that's something you're going to be implementing for each other, okay? Being present physically together matters, okay? So if you're a busy parent or even busy partner, spouse, schedule sex. Yep, I said it. So you don't really see that so much in K-dramas. That's another thing about K-dramas I will say. It's very subtle, which is why we like watching, right? That it keeps us going, ooh, when's the first kiss? That anticipation. So scheduling sex, it doesn't sound so great that way, but it's important. And at least trying to make an effort for that is the first step. Daily walks, I recommend that. That's like a daily shared activity. I'll put that in there. When you have conflict, apologize quickly. So yes, there's some flippant apologies. Sorry, and then the partner's like, you don't mean it. Well, obviously I want you to mean it, but I mean, apologize quickly when you can, right? Don't let it fester. Apologize. And apologize does not mean that the conflict has ended and resolved. Not at all. It's just a way of actually the next step of being able to talk about the conflict. So you could say, okay, I'm really sorry that I snapped at you. Stop there. Don't be like, but you do this and then you said this in front of the kids. Yeah, you need to stop at the buts. I'm really sorry that I snapped at you about that. Hopefully that will model for your spouse, partner, co-parent. I'm sorry too. And then you can start managing the conflict. I always talk about managing conflict is not easy, but it must be done because it's normal to have conflict. And then here's overall, if you're a parent, especially 30 minutes of quality family time a day is what research indicates. 30 minutes, that's it. 30 minutes, and I would say not exactly watching a K-drama together. That's hard for me to say because that is a shared activity, but I'm talking 30 minutes of quality time of talking together. So here's where you could do it at the dinner table. At at the breakfast table, at the lunch table. For those of you who might be homeschooling or at home more with your kids, that quality time of 30 minutes will go quickly. Actually, they say 37 minutes is what the research indicates. If you think about that in 24 hours or 8, 10, 12 hours you're awake, not much, folks. So parents really having that quality time, kids, adult kids with your younger kids or with your parents, if you're living with aging parents, 37 minutes. Put away the phone, TV, all the distractions, and have this nice conversation. A recommendation I have at the dinner table that couples and families can connect on is sharing a high and low for the day. What's your high? My high was that my teacher really liked what I shared and told everybody to, pointed that out to everybody in class. My low is that I didn't get to share enough. Or my low is that I fought with blah, 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 my sibling, right? So again, a way of connecting each day. It's harder and harder for families to have dinner together, but I highly recommend as much as you can to make that time. So folks, that's a brief look at love and K-dramas in honor of Valentine's Day. Join me for my next episode, also on love and K-dramas in honor of Valentine's Day. Yes, I want to do another episode on it where I talk to some of my gal pals about what they love about the love stories in K-dramas.